you're in control of your day. You decide why you might wake up or not wake up 30 minutes earlier. You decide what to get done in a day. You decide how you want to support your mind, your body, and your soul throughout the day. Introducing The Vixen Voice, a podcast for ambitious women entrepreneurs ready to move into their feminine essence, live their truth, and unlock their full potential. I'm your host, April Roberts, and each week I'll be interviewing inspiring women who decided to take a leap of faith to pursue their dream. Women who believe that they were born for something bigger. Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of The Vixen Voice. Boy, what a marathon 2 days I've had. This is the 8th podcast that I've recorded in 2 days, plus a masterclass yesterday. It is a Friday evening when I'm recording this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very much looking forward to my cozy spot in the corner of the sofa. Although I kind of have so much adrenaline and energy going, my mind is blown from the amazing guest I've had the last 2 days that I'll probably venture out and go for a walk. You can hear my voice. I'm getting hoarse. I'm going to get this one in for y'all. You can see I've already put my cozy clothes on. If you are watching this from YouTube, I haven't made it upstairs yet to brush out my hair or take off this makeup. But, I came so close to pushing this last episode, the 8th one, which is a solo, to the next time. And I said, no, April, just get it done. Get on there and do it. You said you were going to do 8 episodes in 2 days. Stick to it, right? Do you ever have that moment where you just have to have a conversation with yourself? And I will share with you that yesterday, the last episode, I recorded from 3 to 4, and then I was supposed to do this solo after it. So this is actually my 5th episode today. That episode did not finish uploading till 10 o'clock. The joy of technology, right? And so, it would have been so easy for me to say, you know what, technology got in the way. I'll do this one later. And as I sit here, I'm tired, like my lower back aches. You can hear my voice going. But I said we were going to get 8 episodes done in 2 days, and we're going to do it. And here's why. Because I absolutely love talking with all of you. This is my pure joy. The amazing guests I had the last 2 days were just awesome. Like, I am just sparkling with joy right now. And so for me, even if I'm tired, this is definitely a labor of love. It's something I love so much. And so I'm very driven to get it done and bring these valuable messages to you timely. On top of that, I'm recording this at the beginning of November. It's actually November 1st. So I see this episode's coming out November 21st. I did a behind the scenes peek at podcasting on my Instagram page. So I did it on my personal, The Vixen Gathering, and The Vixen Voice. But follow us at The Vixen Voice on Instagram if you want to see more of behind the scenes. I've talked to so many women who are thinking about doing podcasts. They want to know what it's like. And I just wanted to share the real deal. That's why I'm getting on. And I'm telling you, it is, 4:36 on a Friday. And I would love to be at the wine bar down the street having a glass of wine. But honestly, this is actually more fun for me and more meaningful work for me. But, 8 episodes in 2 days. Getting up yesterday, I went into hair and makeup at 5:30. Today at 6 a.m. So, I've already passed a 10-hour day at this point. And again, I'm just sharing that to show you the real deal. Now, I choose to do 2 episodes a week because there's so much amazing content that I want to get in front of our listeners and so many amazing guests that come my way. And so that's 8 episodes a month, roughly. Obviously, some months have 5 weeks, or we might have an extra episode. So we always make sure that we have 8 in the bank so we don't get behind and we don't show up for you. And so anyway, in the past, I did 4 on a Thursday and then 4 on a Thursday 2 weeks later. And I just kind of said, It's a different schedule when I'm podcasting. All I want to do is focus on podcasting because I want to be very present for my guest. I want to be very present on the message that we're bringing. And I want to deliver a good podcast episode to all of you listening. I value your time as our guests do and as our team does. And so I thought, why wouldn't we just put these 2 days together? So it's like 2 days, all you do is podcasting. And then you can be totally present, totally in the moment. I'm a huge person for time blocking. And this is the first 2 days I'm doing it. And I'm just, wanted to share the behind the scenes, share with you the real deal. And I loved it. The sad thing is I won't get to record again for a month. Actually, not this month. This month we'll do it again on the 14th and 15th because we're coming into the holidays. So we want to get everything done through January. So there are no interruptions, no matter what happens coming up in the winter time. And so again, in 2 weeks, but normally it'll be a month in between episodes. And I'm not going to lie, you get a little rusty. So again, this is just, I always advocate playing with your schedule and seeing what works for you. And in fact, next year, we're going to play with me actually going into a studio for these 2 days, because then I can be totally focused and present, eye on the ball. And again, not really sure why I'm sharing all this, but I just think it's valuable to think about your time, what's important for you to get done, and how you get it done, and the best use of your energy. And one thing I can tell you is I will not feel guilty about when I'm done. I'm going to go for a walk. I want to move my body. My lower back hurts just from stiffness from sitting all day, right? So I want to loosen it up and take care of myself. And then I 100% will not feel guilty for coming back, grabbing a bite to eat, and getting in my cozy spot on the sofa. I was chatting. I had 2 guests today, and they're about my age, and we were laughing, and we were like, what happened to us? I mean, I used to be such an extrovert. Now I'm super excited about that sofa time. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'd love to hear from you. What's your little guilty pleasure that you do? What does a typical Friday night look like for you? So anyway, 8 episodes, 2 days. This is the crowning jewel of the 8 episodes, and it'll start taking us into the holiday season. Oh, one other thing I was going to share. I really wanted to get these 8 done because, like I said, we have to get another 8 done this month with the holidays, because my entire family decided they're coming to Nashville and I am hosting Thanksgiving. So I want to take that full week off. Already my 9-year-old nephew said we have to grill steaks one day and we have to make bread another day, and that we need to walk to the sushi place on the corner. And my 8-year-old niece has her list of activities, and my 6-year-old nephew is super excited to go ice sliding. So, I just want to take the time and oh gosh, I actually got a little emotional. Those kids bring me so much joy. So even though I don't have kids of my own, I can't imagine how you mothers feel, because I know the joy and emotion I get from my nieces and nephews, and it's such a thing of beauty. So for all of you moms out there, balancing work, balancing kids, balancing being there for everyone, kudos to you. And I get why you do it, because the joy is immeasurable. So anyway, that's why I was motivated to do this, test it out, report to everyone. And, I had an aha in these 2 days, because we batch social media content, we batch the podcast, and then I'm like, why in the world am I not batching our emails? I don't know why. I like to write the emails real time each week, and then my team cleans it up and launches. So Kristen on my team is awesome at that. Sadie did our template, but I like to actually write them. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Why do I do this? I'm stressing the entire team out because they're always waiting on April. So I am sharing with you here that my new resolution is I'm going to think ahead and batch out our emails as well. So I really want you to think, what is something you could cluster together? What could you batch doing Or maybe what are some marathon days you can have, like I had yesterday and today, but now I'm completely free. My weekend is free. I get to do what I want. And that's what I mean when I say structure and freedom. A lot of times when we procrastinate or we don't have set times for things, we waste so much time thinking, what are we going to do next, right? And have you ever had an activity that just drags on? And then you're like, what the heck am I doing? It happens to all of us, right? So I want to just challenge you, batch something together, put some marathon days in. If there's something you've been procrastinating on or that's important to you to get done, just set these marathon days, knock it out, and then be free and then have free time. So I'd love to hear from you if this chat spurred any thoughts for you, any conversations. The other thing I want to remind you is anytime you batch or do marathons or have heavy focus days, take care of yourself. If you followed my social media stories, you see that I have my water lined up. I took some pictures I didn't show you, but I showed you the wardrobe, the fancy way I line it up. I line my jewelry up. I line my touch-up stuff. Like everything's right there where I don't have to think about anything. All I do is focus on who's my next guest, reviewing my notes, thinking about what value they can bring to our audience, right? I have meals planned out. Normally I don't cook on these days. I try to save time, but I'm eating healthy now. So in the mornings, I actually cooked breakfast for myself. So that meant getting up a little earlier, but that was my choice, right? I could have ordered Uber Eats avocado toast instead of waking up and making my own eggs and avocado toast, but that's what's important to me now. And so it was worth getting up 30 minutes earlier to make sure I had that time and I could enjoy it, and putting a lunch break in where I could stop and actually eat. And the point is, you're in control of your day. You decide why you might wake up or not wake up 30 minutes earlier. You decide what to get done in a day. You decide how you want to support your mind, your body, and your soul throughout the day. And so we're headed into the hectic schedule of the holidays, the rush of the year end. I'd love to encourage you. How can you shift your time a little bit, or how can you be more intentional about your time? And if you need help with this, I do my masterclass each month, Own Your Time. Just reach out to the team or follow us on social. You'll always see it posted. I'd love to have you join me for that 90-minute conversation. Here's why it's 90 minutes. I know we're talking about owning your time, and you're like, that's a lot of time, April. But I like you to walk away with things done. So we're going to talk about a concept, we're going to apply a concept, and then through the chat, we're going to share our ahas. And so we have 3 concepts we go through. So you walk away after the 90 minutes having gotten things done. And if you enjoy it, this is how we operate in the Vixen Founders Collective. So you'll also have an option for a great deal to join us. And if not, if you just want to walk away with the value, that's your choice too, right? But I always believe when you show up, your time is valuable. Let's make sure you walk away with something tangible. I don't want you showing up and just listening to me talk for 90 minutes. So I really, really love running our masterclasses like that, almost like small group coaching. Obviously, if the group gets too big, we can't actually talk to each other, but we sure can share in the chat and take the reflection time and operate it like a small group coaching. So anyway, we probably, when this launches, we have one more left in the year. Do not miss it. Join us for the Own Your Time Masterclass so that you set up to enjoy the rest of the year and start out 2025 with a bang. So everyone, have a good one. Whenever and wherever you're listening to this, I hope that you are free when you get done to do whatever you feel like doing, that you've organized your time, organized your commitments, organized your priorities and goals in a way that you have freedom. Awesome. Have a great day. And as I always say, the world needs more love. Love yourself by being intentional with your calendar. That's my call to action this week. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit subscribe so future episodes are automatically downloaded directly to your device. And if you want access to today's show notes, including links to all the resources we mentioned, visit vixengathering.com/podcast. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of The Vixen Voice.